Hi guys, so this is probably why you may be paying a little bit more on your commission payment than you had earlier anticipated. Now, if you've been following our videos in the past, personally I've had to argue that the proposed 20% that Bolt and Uber claims that is their commission rate that they take from drivers for each trip is a little bit more according to my calculation. It's never 20%. Every time I've calculated, it's never 20%. Okay, so quite recently I stumbled upon an information that may, well, clarify things to an extent at least. And that is VAT, value added tax. Every country has a value added tax. Every country has tax, right? But value added tax specifically is paid on by the consumer, by the last consumer, by the way, on goods and services. Okay, whether it be goods that you're selling or services, there are some exceptions and exemptions as well. But on a flat level or on a standard rate, every country has a value added tax. Now for Nigeria, that value added tax is around 7.5%. Anything that is being quoted as this is the amount in commission that you were supposed to pay, maybe by InDrive, maybe by Bolt, maybe by Uber, a 7.5% of that actual amount, okay, is being added to your total commission. I'm going to show you how to calculate it in a little bit. So this value-added tax, it differs from countries to countries. It depends on what your country policy is. But for instance, in Nigeria, our value-added tax is 7.5%. In Ghana, I think it's around 15%. I could be wrong, it's just the information on the net. In South Africa, I think it's also 15%. In Uganda, it's somewhere around 18%. Again, I could be wrong. It's Google that's giving me the information. So you can clarify if you have a better information. What this means is that it differs from countries to countries. Now, this is how you calculate. In Nigeria, your value added tax is 7.5%. Let's say, for instance, you had taken a trip. I'm going to use Bolt as our instance here. Let's say, for instance, you've taken a trip and the cost of the trip is 5,000 before commission payment. And if we're to calculate based on the 20% commission that Bolt says that they are taking from their drivers, then 20% of 5,000 is 1,000. Now here's where the VAT comes in. 7.5% of 1,000 is 75. Okay? Now these 75 plus the 1,000, the original commission value, is now forms the total amount of commission you were actually supposed to pay to Bolt. There is a value added tax for every commission payment that you make, and this cuts across every other ride-sharing platform, including InDrive, right? The same way you have the calculation for Bolt, the same way you have it for InDrive. Now, my only little bit of confusion is on Uber. I looked at their breakdown, and it seemed like there was something like a booking fee. I didn't know this was in existence with other platforms. There's also something like tax on booking fees. And sometimes there is something like toll, right, on the breakdown of their pricing system. And, well, I can't really say that I understood what I was reading, because on one place, it's like there is a plus 3 naira on booking fee, which goes to you, the driver. And then in another place, there is a minus 3 naira on tax on booking fee. It's quite confusing, if you ask me, I don't know how to break that down. But for the purpose of just a plain level understanding, I'm just saying that there is a VAT on every commission payment that you make. So perhaps when you're calculating, for instance, on InDrive, their commission payments stands at 9.99%, basically 10% shy of 0.1. It's confusing, man. It's 10%, okay? If you do your calculation, you realize that no, they're taking a little bit above 10%, and that is because of VAT. And thankfully, they actually do show you that in the breakdown. Okay, this was quite a helpful information as to why I became conscious of the VAT situation and how it might actually affect the total amount that you are supposed to pay. So, okay, this is the information I have for you. So maybe this explains why you feel sometimes like you're paying a little bit more than was earlier quoted by the ride-sharing industry. So help yourself. Bye-bye.